Hey, it's Emma again. I'm just here in the Redwoods. I just want to show you these redwoods. They're so incredible. Um, these trees are just simply amazing. So, it's been really a great hike through the redwood forest. It's really quiet and you really can't hear almost anything except for just the quietest sounds, there's not a lot of birds. I mean, there's a few birds. They're more active in the morning and the evening, but it's just the overwhelming stillness of the forest is so amazing to me that there's these trees that are just so huge and this forest is so quiet. And that's something that I've always kind of noticed about old growth forests. And it's one of the things that you can sort of tell it's the difference in different kinds of forests because with an old growth forest, you have a really high canopy. The canopy is so high that it really limits almost anything else from growing except at the few places where sunlight breaks through. And that's why like in an old growth forest you have a lot of ferns and you have like some really low lying plants. Here we have ferns. I think what else have we seen, Nini? Some rhododendrons. Yeah, huckleberry. Yeah. But when you have these ginger, oh, you've seen ginger? Cool. So, but when you have these massive trees like this one behind me, there's that's a big tree. Um, the reason that these trees grow so tall, well, I'm not really sure. Okay, so I have a pet theory. Here's another view of the trees. Oh, isn't that crazy? That's so cool. Redwoods are so cool. Anyways, I have this theory. Well, I don't know. It's not really a theory. Okay, so redwoods, like, is there some reason that redwoods tried to grow so tall? Did they grow as tall as they did because they were trying to compete with other plants to get as high as they could in the canopy? Or was it for some kind of protection? Like, was it protection from predators and things that would try to eat them? Was there a benefit to growing as high as they grow? And okay, I have so many more questions than I have answers to. And I wish that I had like an anthropologist and a biologist and a botanist and maybe a particle physicist and a quantum physicist with me on all of my walks, in addition to my rabbi and, maybe a Tibetan monk and a Wicca, and of course, Charles Darwin. But if I could have all of those people going on walks with me, they would be able to answer my questions because I have so many questions. So, one of my questions is why did, like, these redwood trees are from a time when trees grew enormously big. Now, part of it is that we're not used to seeing big trees because we have almost no old growth left anywhere in the United States. Almost all of the old growth has been cut down. So like in New England, in the Midwest, all the trees used to be really big. They used to be so much bigger than they are now. But in addition to them being big, um, these trees are like really big. And redwoods used to cover like almost the entire northern hemisphere. So what is it like? Why was there some period in time when everything was really big? And then it seems like things got kind of small. And it's like, what is it about evolutionary history that creates gigantic things and small things, Because the dinosaurs, those were really big and they were replaced by mammals. And of course, for a long time, mammals were really small. But then mammals got really big. And it's like one of the things, like, when you think about human beings and how much damage we're doing to the ecosystem and how we're really kind of like destroying our planet, it's like you have to wonder, like, is this something that's like ingrained in human beings? Are we just this violent predator species that's kind of, have we just inherited all of the violence and the predation of evolution and just kind of figured out how to systematize it? Because when you look at our history, going back even 10,000 years and even way back before that, I mean, it's pretty clear, at least to me. I'm not a scientist. I don't know anything, but it seems like a, at least some percentage of the large land mammals that died around 10 to 12,000 years ago probably died from human predation, you know? And it's like, no matter what we do, there's this impact that we have on our environment that we don't really understand. You know, like we don't really understand right now. I mean, it's not in the popular consciousness to understand how automobiles are just completely destroying our planet. I mean, the fact that we're basically using the atmosphere as a garbage dump is like something that we're going to have like incredible consequences to pay for like hundreds of years. And life is not, I mean, life is really amazing. It's resilient, it can come back, but it takes a long time. And when life does come back, it doesn't come back the same way. You know, I mean, the species that we're wiping out right now, the damage that we're doing to our planet, it's going to take the planet itself millions and millions of, it's going to take a long time to replace. And when it does replace it, it's going to replace it in a different way, you know, and it's like, but anyways, so my question was, why was there a time when things were really big? You know, like dinosaurs, trees, all that stuff. And then why did they get small? Was it because the earth got cooler? Was there something about the earth that changed? I don't know. I, so that's one of my questions. And of course, my question, the big question that I think has always been there, and it's like, it's the question I really wonder about so much is why is it that like at this particular point in like the Earth's biological history, suddenly there were these bizarre speaking, thinking animals, you know, human beings. Why didn't it happen? Like, why didn't dinosaurs become the intelligent animals? Or why wasn't it, you know, whales or dolphins or bees or something? You know, what is it about us that like led to the development of intelligence? You know, was it because we were walking upright? But I mean, that's not really true because there were other animals that were walking upright. What is it exactly that like led human beings to develop the kind of intelligence that we have? And what is our intelligence? Is it, I mean, personally, I think maybe the intelligence that we have is sort of like an evolutionary characteristic of reproduction. You know, it's like there was something about having the kind of intelligence that we like created that like made it, you know, reproduction easier, communication. I mean, but we're just like the things that we became, were those things that we just became because it was innate? And is there any species that could go through the exact same kind of evolutionary path that we went through? Or do they go down a different kind of path? And for that matter, are there lots of species that have already gone through whatever their evolutionary destiny is, and they found like some place of contentment, you know? I mean, when I'm walking here in the redwoods, I just think these are trees that, you know, they must be content. They must be happy because they're just, you know, they live forever. They're just the most beautiful things on earth. I mean, I really feel that way. I feel like a redwood forest to me is like, it's just, I mean, I think it's really the most incredible thing I have ever seen in my life. It's visceral. I mean, it's tactile, it's sensory. It's like this incredible balance of life that like you just don't see. And when you're in a redwood forest, it gives off this energy that's it's so calming. I mean, all you have to do is be around a few redwood trees and it just calms you down so much and just makes you feel so peaceful. So anyways, well, have a good day.